Hey everybody, I'm going to talk to you today about how to repair pieces. You'll see this S is broken, and well, you may want to actually just like throw them away sometimes because it is an inexpensive material when you're using DAP, plaster of Paris. Sometimes you're in a pinch and you don't want to have to remix everything. So the time I like to actually repair stuff is when I'm going to be pouring more plaster to begin with. So we're going to be trying to fix this S today. I'll show you some tips for that. I'm also going to try to fix my little crab claw. Poor guy, lost his arm. So we're going to try to do that. And then we're also going to be mixing one of my favorite molds. This is it. I got it on Amazon. The link is in my bio. These fill really nicely, and you can actually fill them just halfway if you're trying to preserve plaster, or if you want to just have some less weight when you're shipping things or whatever. I also like them big, so really it doesn't make a difference. You decide. So we're going to do this mold today. And then I just got this brand new one from Hobby Lobby. It's pretty cute. These ones are very shallow, so I'm curious how this will go. I'll definitely let these dry a little longer because they are not as deep, but they may do just fine. So let me have a little bit of this coffee, of course, and then we're gonna get into it. So today I'm gonna use some room temperature water. Last time I mixed with cold water. This is a debate of people. I really like to use room temperature water. I think it depends probably more, there's more factors like the humidity and things like that. So I poured my water a little while ago. It was cold when I poured it out of the faucet, but I'm not like super worried about it being ice cold. I know some people do like that though. So let's get into it. We're gonna get our plaster of Paris. And there's all different kinds of plaster. This is definitely what I recommend for beginners because it's way less expensive per pound and you get a lot of bang for your buck. This canister is on Amazon and it is 8 pounds. And what you can actually do is get bigger bags or get the small boxes, depending what you're starting with, and just reuse this canister. So these do come nice and full, ready to go. And I already have my dry cup in there because I like to keep that in there separately. And don't forget, we're going to be using our 2-to-1 ratio of water and plaster of Paris. So let's get into it. Here is our mixing cup. And I also have a separate one of these cups, like the same size as I have in here. So these are the same. They're 100 ml cups, and I'm just going to pour my water. And I'm gonna go all the way to the top because I know I'm gonna do a full scoop. Plaster of Paris, this brand is actually like super forgiving as well in terms of your mixing and your ratios. So don't worry if it's not 100% exact, and you can even add a little more water if you need to, a little more plaster if you need to, things like that. So, and that's what happens when you have kids, when you're recording. Sometimes they bump into your lights, and that's okay. They open the door. It's cool. But here we are. So we're going to keep it going, and they love to make art with me. So we're just going to rock and roll. I think that's what she wanted to see. So you can watch, right? You can stay right there. So I'm going to get my first scoop of plaster of Paris powder. And we're going to slowly pour it into our water. And you want to let it like sink. Like you don't want to like dump it in there all of a sudden because that's not going to work too well. So we're going to let it sink kind of like a little bit at a time. It almost looks like there's like an island that is floating on top, especially when you get to the second scoop. So we'll make sure you guys see that. Got my, this is just my first scoop. I'm taking my time. This is not something that you want to rush. All right, and I'm just gonna let it set in. While I'm doing that, we're going to get my second scoop ready. Again, very forgiving. And this time I'm gonna go a little more shallow because I do notice when I'm pouring that I wanna make sure sometimes there's a little extra water in these. Again, day to day, sometimes it changes. So You can see that little like island on top, and it looks like it's sinking in to the ocean right now. We're gonna go ahead and do this one. And this isn't very much plaster. Like I could definitely mix more of this, but plaster repair sets pretty quickly. It's not so quick that you have to like go 10,000 miles an hour, and nor do you want to, because then it won't mix well. But it's starting to set in there right when I'm pouring it. So what I'm gonna do is make sure I just keep going consistent swirls around my cup. And here we go. It's mixing pretty nicely. I do have a little bit of clumps, so I'm going to go ahead and get a little more speed on my You need to let go. Now. I'm gonna get a little more speed going on here, and you'll see it starting to mix. There we go. It kind of looks like pancake batter. Definitely don't eat it. This is not something you want to ingest. And if you're gonna be working a lot with this and it's not like super well ventilated, you may even want to wear a mask or just be really careful with the powder. I usually do okay, but it depends how sensitive you are. So I got my pancake batter. This is awesome. This one came out really well. And I do have a little bit of bubbles. So what you can do for that is actually grab some rubbing alcohol and spritz just a little tiny bit. And my bubbles go away immediately. I also like to spritz just like little lightly my molds with not only rubbing alcohol, but I like to use some window cleaner too. I'm gonna go ahead and spritz. Oop, I gotta open it. Oh, it's open. Oop, there we go. Little spritz. This helps the molds like glide out really easily. It's kind of a funny little trick, but it does work really well. So before I pour, I'm gonna do one more swirl. Oh, it's looking really good. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna pour in this new one first because I'm excited to see how these come out. I'm gonna pour in this new one first because I'm excited to see how these come out. I'm gonna go slowly, kind of move this around so it fills it in. You can tap it to make it move around. And you also wanna pour really low, not like super high, because then you'll get more bubbles too. This is like a little lamb. It's so cute. These legs I'm a little worried about because I think they might be too thin, but we'll see. I also use this tool sometimes to level out my plaster. A level surface is definitely very important too. And you'll notice like I'm pouring this, but I'm not in a rush because the longer you wait, the better the plaster is going to start setting. But if you wait too long, and you'll get used to it as you go, if you wait too long, then you definitely are going to want to like, all right, this is starting to set. Maybe I'll pour one of these big ones now because I know I need a lot to go in there. It's still looking good. It's coming out really nice, actually. All right. And I didn't really get any bubbles today. But what you could do, if you get some bubbles on top, is you spritz it with the rubbing alcohol again, and it'll get rid of it. That does make it a little more likely that you're gonna need to sand it later, but it doesn't make a big difference. It might give it like a little texture. So I'm gonna go. I just wanted to fill those up a little more. All right, so I have enough plaster here for some repairs. So let's start with our crab. I think he's gonna be a little easier. And I like to just use the stick I'm mixing with. And I'm gonna put some wet plaster there. It's gonna look a little crazy. That's all right.